know what that means, just to go hug her. You ain't gotta say nothing to her. Hug her, grab her hand, squeeze it, walk by. Let her know you out here.
3 of our citizens have lost their life tragically, and one being a 2-year-old little girl.
A 2-year-old girl, murdered in her own home, shot in the head alongside her father and his best friend. Monroe, Louisiana woke up on October 28, 2025 to a nightmare that would shake the city to its core. 3 bodies discovered on Grammont Street. 2 adults, 1 toddler, all executed. The problem is, this wasn't random violence. The killers knew them.
You know, I'm a mother, and I had a chance to talk to the young man's mother, and she said, that's my only son. So when I tell you my heart is broken, my heart is broken.
Kicked down their door, hunted them through the apartment, and when the victims begged for their lives, when a father pleaded for his baby daughter, the killers shot them anyway. Then shot them again while they lay dying on the floor. But this story isn't just about 3 murders. It's about a system that keeps releasing violent predators back onto the streets. About a mother who lost her son and granddaughter on her birthday. About a community demanding to know why men with histories of violence against women and unborn children are free to kick down doors and execute toddlers. 2014. Grammont Street sits quiet in the pre-dawn darkness. Inside the apartment, 25-year-old Jaborris Simpson is home with his 2-year-old daughter, Jhersi. His best friend since elementary school, 27-year-old Jamal Bosley, is staying over. They've been friends for years. Brothers, really, the kind of friendship that starts on playgrounds and survives into adulthood. Jaborris is a devoted father. He takes Jhersi to doctor appointments, feeds her, bathes her, spends time with her daily. He's attentive, present, the kind of father who makes his daughter his world. At 2:56 in the morning, someone kicks in their back door. 2 men storm inside. They ransack the apartment, tearing through cabinets and closets, searching for something. The noise wakes Jaborris and Jamal. What happens next will haunt Monroe for years. The intruders open fire. Shell casings from 2 different caliber weapons scatter across the floor. Jaborris tries to protect his daughter. Jamal tries to protect his friend. They beg for their lives. "My baby pleaded for his daughter's life," Monica Simpson would later say through tears. "Y'all really did this bad, though." The scene tells a clear story. Forced entry, ransacking, execution. This wasn't a random home invasion. This was personal. Monroe Police Chief Vic Zordon addresses the media hours later.
Drugs were involved in this case. These individuals knew each other. Retribution was a possibility, and what I encourage the public to do is not take matters into your own hands. I know when the situation is significant as this, when you've got a 2.5-year-old female baby dead, that you want to take things in your own hands. Don't do that. That makes things worse.
This wasn't a stranger breaking into a random apartment. These killers knew exactly who lived there. Knew there would be a 2-year-old child inside. And they kicked down the door anyway. Monica Simpson should have been celebrating. October 28th is her birthday. Instead, she's identifying the bodies of her son and granddaughter. "It's hard," she tells reporters at a vigil the next evening.
It's hard. It's so much I can really say to the community, but is the community listening to me? We have gone through this over and over, and I never thought in my life I could not celebrate my birthday because they took my granddaughter and my baby boy from me. I have not been asleep. It's a horrible feeling.
Posts on social media, her grief raw and unfiltered. "Y'all really went in that house and killed my baby, his best friend, and his daughter. My baby is a well-mannered, respectful young man. He loved his daughter so much." She describes how Jaborris and Jamal grew up together, how she treated Jamal like her own son, how they were brothers, not just friends. Then she shares the detail that will haunt everyone who hears it. "They pleaded with y'all for their lives. My baby pleaded for his daughter's life. A father's final words, begging for his baby girl. And the killers pulled the trigger anyway. Monroe police work through the night. Tips flood in from the community. Phone records, surveillance footage, witness statements. A pattern emerges. Detectives focus on phone data. One number keeps appearing near the scene. The phone powers off shortly before 2:56 a.m., powers back on after the murders. They have a name, Travis Tyrone Payton, 24 years old. Within 8 hours of the press conference on October 29th, police arrest Payton.
We had a joint operation between Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office SWAT team and Monroe Police Department SWAT team, where we had to search this building after the search warrant was signed. It's a very large property. That's why it's so good that we worked together and had the relationship. So Monroe went in and went left half of the building. OPSO went in and went to the right half of the building. And thank goodness no one was hurt. And after a short search, which could have been hours, they were located in the north side of the hotel, hiding in the attic crawl space. He is positively identified as the person we were looking for, and we do have the warrant. He will be extradited back to Minnesota.
Chief Zordon reveals Payton's history at a press conference. Payton has 11 prior arrests and 3 convictions. He was sentenced over 15 years but served just less than 3. If he had served his sentence, he would have still been in jail, unable to commit this crime. Read that again. 11 prior arrests, sentenced to over 15 years, served less than 3. Still on probation when he allegedly kicked down that door. Mayor Friday Ellis doesn't mince words. This is not just a tragedy, it is a moral wake-up call. The investigation continues. More tips, more phone records, more evidence. On October 31st, police arrest a second suspect, Cameron James Creener, 24. His criminal history makes Payton's look tame. August 13th, 2021, arrested for second-degree feticide, domestic abuse battery, and criminal damage to property. October 1st, 2022, arrested for resisting an officer, failure to appear, possession of a firearm by a person, convicted of domestic abuse battery, false imprisonment, domestic abuse, battery, aggravated assault, and domestic abuse battery child endangerment. October 26, 2022, probation violation. The feticide charge, killing an unborn child, gets dropped. Creener pleads guilty to domestic abuse battery of a pregnant victim and walks free. Police describe his history as extensive and deeply troubling. Let that sink in. A man arrested for killing an unborn baby, for beating pregnant women, for child endangerment, is free. Free to kick down doors, free to execute a 2-year-old girl. Mayor Ellis responds with barely controlled fury.
Thanks to the relentless work by our officers and detectives and help from the public, we arrested 24-year-old Travis Payton. Payton is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, home invasion, and criminal conspiracy.
On October 29th, Monroe gathers at the Civic Center grounds. Hundreds of people, family members, city officials, clergy, community activists, they release balloons into the evening sky. They join hands. They pray. Councilwoman Juanita Woods, who represents the district where the murders occurred, addresses the crowd. This has been such a tragic time for our community. She urges residents not to take matters into their own hands, to trust the justice system. But trust is hard when the system keeps failing. Monica Simpson stands before the crowd. I can't sleep at night knowing that my son and grandchild are no longer with her. She's not just grieving. She's angry, rightfully so. A mother shouldn't have to defend how she mourns her murdered child. But here she is, one day after her son's death, checking someone online because they think they have the right to judge her grief. Mayor Ellis calls for accountability, not just for the killers, but for the system that put them back on the streets. We are calling on judges and prosecutors to meet publicly to discuss the sentencing process, he announces. We have seen historic drops in violent crime in our city, but today is a sober reminder that the work isn't done. The questions hang heavy over Monroe. Why did Payton serve less than 3 years of a 15-year sentence? Why was Kreiner free after being arrested for feticide and multiple counts of domestic violence? How many chances do violent offenders get before the system finally keeps them locked up? And how many innocent people have to die before someone answers these questions? Chief Zordon urges caution.
We urge the public, do not take justice into your own hands. More violence is not the answer. This is an active investigation. Sharing speculation and inaccurate information, especially online, can seriously impede our ability to bring all involved to justice. If you have any information, please call MPD at 318-329-2600.
The investigation remains ongoing. Police believe there may be others involved. They're warning people about fake fundraising accounts circulating on Cash App and other platforms. Scammers trying to profit off a family's grief. Today, Monroe buries its dead. At 1:00 p.m., the Monroe Civic Center's Jack Howard Theater hosts a funeral service for Jaborris Simpson and his daughter, Jhersi. Father and daughter, laid to rest together. Across town, another service honors Jamal Bosley, the friend who died trying to help. The man Monica Simpson considered a second son. 3 caskets, 3 families destroyed, 3 lives stolen by men who should have been in prison. Monica Simpson will never celebrate another birthday without thinking of October 28th, the day she lost her son and granddaughter. The day evil kicked down a door on Grammont Street and executed a 2-year-old child. Travis Payton and Cameron Kreiner sit in the Ouachita Parish Correctional Center, both charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. Louisiana allows the death penalty for first-degree murder. If convicted, both men could face execution. But conviction isn't the same as justice. Justice would have been keeping Payton in prison to serve his 15-year sentence. Justice would have been keeping Kreiner locked up after his feticide arrest. Justice would have been a father tucking his 2-year-old daughter into bed on October 28th, instead of dying on the floor trying to protect her. Mayor Ellis promises the city won't rest. We are committed to bringing every individual involved in this crime to justice. The message is clear. If others were involved, Monroe is coming for them. Chief Zordon echoes the sentiment, warning that retaliation is not justice. The city is watching. Law enforcement is working. And anyone with information needs to come forward. Every mother who sees her grandchildren will remind her of Jhersi. Every birthday will be a reminder of what was taken. Every holiday, every milestone that should have been. And somewhere in Monroe, 2 men sit in cells, knowing what they did. Knowing they kicked down a door at 2:56 in the morning. Knowing they stood over a 2-year-old girl and pulled the trigger. Knowing that a father's last words were begging them to spare his baby. Mayor Ellis was right. This is a moral wake-up call. Not just for Monroe, for every city that keeps releasing violent offenders early, for every judge who thinks a man arrested for feticide deserves another chance, for every prosecutor who plea bargains away accountability. 3 people are dead. 1 of them was 2 years old, and the men accused of killing them should have been in prison. That's not speculation. That's not opinion. That's fact. Travis Payton, 11 prior arrests, 3 convictions, sentenced to over 15 years, served less than 3, still on probation. Cameron Kreiner, arrested for feticide, domestic abuse battery, child endangerment, walked free. The system failed, and Jaborris Simpson, Jamal Bosley, and Jhersi Simpson paid the price. Monroe is demanding change, expanding community patrols. A mother will grieve every birthday for the rest of her life. a community will remember the little girl who never got to grow up. Please subscribe, and then watch the next story, another tragedy that demands justice.